For the record, we come to you tonight as inheritors of a legacy that began 60 years ago today, January 13th, 1928. The next day, the Boston Post said, "See over radio for first time." It was called radio television, wonder of science in this age of wonders. And it was witnessed by scientists and newspapermen who saw moving images and heard the voices of a man and a woman. That marked the first successful public television broadcast and the birth of the first television station, WRGB, now a CBS affiliate in Schenectady, New York. One other thing, that first television broadcast was in color, a 3-inch picture colored pink.
So let's go now back to Schenectady and Mark McEwen at the first television station ever.
1928 on this day back, January 13th. I'll tell you, the CBS This Morning weather segment is sponsored by the makers of Sinus Excedrin, extra strength sinus headache medicine. Isn't that beautiful? Now, what you're going to see behind me right now is Fred Saburo, stage manager. You're saying to yourself, Mark, I thought you were in a television station. I am. What you're seeing behind me, they've got a bowling alley in this television station. TV tournament time, the oldest continuous sports show in the history of television comes out of here. And Fred, take this microphone. Now, when did this show first start?
Mark, incidentally, you saw me fall. That's because I have street shoes, but I got a strike. It started in November 1958.
How are the pretzels and the cold drinks in this place?
The pretzels are fine. The cold drinks are very limited.
Now, this show has been on for, it says on January 17th, you have your 1073rd show.
That's right.
Only back in the 50s, this show beat out a major show in the ratings. What show was that?
Mark, that was the Untouchables. It's hard to believe. They were untouchable, but we beat them. We got in more homes, had more viewers than the Untouchables. It was the most popular show going.
Now, how did they end up building a bowling alley inside of a TV studio?
Well, that's a remarkable story. First of all, this show almost didn't get on the air. The local owners
There goes
came
Fred.
to the studio.
Fred doesn't know he's only got a minute.
And they said, there's no way we're going to do that. They got upfront money. They had a penny in advance. And about 6 weeks in, I went to our former program manager, and I said,
Freddy's going to take 2.5, 3 minutes.
where's the building?
They're dying in New York. They're screaming.
Didn't they tell him to talk?
This show was going to go. Put bleachers. And do it right from the studio. He said, this show will never last the first season.
And it worked. And you also have bleachers in here as well.
We have a good crowd, a very good crowd.
Okay. Fred, I'm going to do some weather right now, but thanks for getting up early. And hey, you look good on national television, my friend.
I got a strike.
Yeah, you did.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Little weather that Arctic air should be reaching the northeast. The high will be -3 degrees. Leaping Water, Nebraska. Sunny high will be 20. Spokane, Washington will see some snow. The high will be 33 degrees.
How come they didn't send me
Fred, thanks for being with us.
Wow, so you want to get pictures of them when they come in. Well, it's Wednesday, January 13th, 1988.
What
It's
time
the
is
60th
it?
anniversary of the time is about 7:39, 7:40. And we are awaiting the arrival of Ernie Tetrault from Channel 6. And various other people from CBS will be broadcasting 2 segments from the Schenectady Museum and Planetarium in Schenectady, New York. I don't know what else I can tell you. At the moment, they should be arriving shortly. And they will be broadcasting, as you can see, from 2 different spots here. It's either testing the
One, two, three, four. 1, 2,
and that camera you're looking at, the fellow dates back to the late 1930s. It's one of the 3 original cameras at the station that became WRGB Schenectady.
Test 1, 2. How's the other mic? Oh, Margaret. How's the other mic?
Boy, they range in weight from just under 2 pounds to more than 3. They were born Monday night to Raymond and Michelle Lesperance of Clarkston, Michigan, who have named their newborns Raymond, Veronica.
I think 3 was the one. 3 was close up. We had a telephone.
I don't hear the sirens. Look at that thing peeking over the top. That's great.
Yeah, that's the this is CBS
Right out back through the freezer.
on, you're not going to say that that's old, Bob. You know, those
Well, in fact, she joins us live. It seems hard to understand for those of us who are not you and are not inside your brain that the guy...
No, he's probably on his way.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. Gentlemen, somebody from RGB, please. New York's on the line, wants to talk to one of you guys.
New York. Kevin's not here yet with the phone. How about Florida?
That is correct. I am told that is correct. Why do you come to me? What do you want to know? Keep your feet up. Feet program.
But anyway, these twisties down plugs in with that plug down. Now, any problem goes up on that line, you drop it to the next one. Okay, because in some cases it goes back there. I've seen people try to do that.
Hey, Al, they've got this down open now. The guy knows also, we went over yesterday. He's going to hook in the top jack 9 up. And I said, if there's any problem anytime during the day or in between, they can drop to the next line.
Oh, thank God for the suits.
Oh, who's driving? Jesus Christ Superstar.
Freddie's here. Freddie's here.
Why is he here? Because they're going to take him to breakfast to hell with. They probably couldn't get Ernie out of bed. Look at Fred, look. He's celebrity now. What's this? We're going on strike. I got it. What's this? We're going on strike.
Okay, we're over here. Great.
You look good. You look good. You look good. We watched. Well, you never.
All right. No, you're on.
I
have no idea.
So, he's never going to live it down, right?
Kevin, you're right here. This is programmed to you.
Well, you got to get over and shine this. What's the problem?
Oh, you're not going to
Well, that's not going to help you. No, it's not your chair. Well, I can't unless you've got something on fire.
Oh.
He's got it written down.
Well, we'll have to interrupt you.
If I plug into it, it might be a little space time. When you need a hand with your phone? Yeah. No, it's like 8. Where's Ernie? Is he here? I don't know what I'm going to do.
He's on cruise to the Schenectady Museum.
Which number is he on?
Historic
He's
events
on 1.
today.
No, 90.
CBS Morning News is here. The weatherman is here. It's very serious laid back. Here comes Ernie Tetrault. The man we've all been waiting for. What a man.
Let's just hit.
Wow.
One's still up. One is still up. You disconnected? What do you want?
Ernie Tetrault. Now, witness to an exciting national event. Not many people can say they've done national weather from Schenectady, the home of the most intense weather.
That one should be 9.
You mentioned 1951. Also, this station used to be hang out all Tell us how that was. It's not a mini, guys. That's a maxi. They took it off my back. They said that they What do we got? A maxi. Bob, you got a little ear. You got an ear? What happened to the mini? We used the mini before. We need an ear. We're going to use it.
You got one in here?
Small
You got another one,
pieces
Ron?
here.
Huh?
Give him that
Ronnie, this is channel 6, right?
Give him that headset, Bobby. Give him that headset. He's more important. He's more important than he is.
Flavor pours right through. Citrucel. Make taste.
All right, here's your. Now take this other gear off. One thing you got to be careful of. Turn it up. There's a volume control right here. Those off. You got the button? Okay. Oh, you don't have it. Somebody wants to talk to you and have that line open.
It'll be on this shoulder.
Okay, well, I'll do my left.
Is this all right, Billy?
I'll have Bob going through those.
Just gotta go back and forward.
The tricks of the trade. Demonstrated here in this little weather segment.
How you doing, Aaron?
Great, Eddie.
Nice to see you up right and early.
No, I wish I
That back is no area. But let me ask you, what's the biggest change that you've seen?
Fred
I don't think we saw that much of it. I don't think we saw that actually.
Great.
You hear the ball. What are we showing? I don't think we saw that either.
You told us 3 times that Captain Sullivan said, Ernie, you got us right. We know, Freddie.
Here, I came back and said, you got us right. He gave it a thumbs up.
Why don't you just
He asked you one question, and off you go. So, Freddie, does he know he's got one?
Flip it out. What did you
Ronnie, where are you, Ronnie?
Hey, Ronnie?
Let's check.
Yeah, actually.
Lights on, I've got nothing. Let's kill that phone. What's that line? Oh, well, never mind. You want the line on here? I didn't plug it in.
Well, that'll do it.
Hi there. Oh, that makes a lot of sense to plug these things in.
What's the taste already? I heard it all day, but I don't know.
8 o'clock at 20, I have his note.
Much too
All right, look, I'm
for
going to
this
do something with
farmhand.
you right now. I'm going to hang up this phone. I'm going to call you back on the cellular. When I call you back on the cellular, I want you to conference on. I want to talk to you right now. R? Yeah. B. Are you not going to see any of this stuff? All right, I'll tell you what's going on. I want you to call. This is the 90 number.
Bobby, what about transparency?
All right, I'm going to hang up the
Sure, you don't want it?
No.
He doesn't want it.
All the girls are. Let me keep it open for now. Let me set the cellular off. I want the conference on. What I want to do is conference this on.
Mark is going to put you down.
Yeah, there's he's from Schenectady. He says, I can't believe that bowling show is still on the air. Tom Curler. He said, what about the Freddie Freihopper show? Has that gone? That's off. You're Ernie Tetrault.
Where did he live when he was here?
Let me see. Tom, where'd you live when you were here?
I would only use what I'm saying about 8 minutes from
We ever went to the Colony Theater?
Did you ever go to the Colony Theaters? Tom? Yeah, I can hear you.
I said that.
Thank you.
Bill, we got a little power here, Bill, that I can steal from someone.
Yeah, take this power box here.
Tell him to stay out.
It's just Ernie by himself.
Yeah, it does, just
Then it's Ernie in 51, then we got
Ernie and
the
Ray.
SO,
The SO?
now on television, the SO News report, and then you have Ernie with Reagan.
Okay.
Ah, you are. We made it. Vic? Vicky? Vicky? Vic? Hi there, sweetheart. All right, I want to start on the close-up of Mark. I want to go to the adders. He will call for them in order, real quick, and then I'm going to, when we're in adder, we'll go to a true shot and he'll introduce Ernie. Okay? Okay.
You guys over here, sorry. Good morning.
This is an old camera.
Yeah. That's what, from what year?
Yeah.
30s. That's
30s, early 30s. This is an old anchorman. We found him in the museum.
Stories to watch for on this Wednesday, January 13th. With the Japanese Prime Minister in town, it's expected there'll be a demonstration in Washington.
Might have to turn that down.
I'm sorry, say again, please.
Okay.
Stand by.
Well, Well, some typically housebound dogs that are racing in a Minnesota marathon may look like they're barking up the wrong tree, but they're not. They are Pioneer Poodles, the first to ever participate in the annual 500-mile marathon race across Minnesota. It's a sled dog race that usually pits Huskies against other Huskies, but this may be the Poodles' first step toward changing its pampered reputation. The race is still going on. We'll let you know how the Poodles fare. Kathleen?
Thanks, Faith. There was another anniversary, or is another anniversary, being celebrated today up in Schenectady, New York. And that's where Mark McEwen is, at our affiliate and CBS affiliate, WRGB. Mark?
Hi, Kathleen. You couldn't see, but on those Poodles' little teeny tiny snow tires, it was beautiful. We're out here, and I'm with the gentleman who is the longest tenured anchorman in the history of television. Got on the air in 1951. Let's take a look at some of these old pictures. This is back in 1951. Ernie Tetrault, who I'm with. What you can't see to the right, he has two birds. This is one of the first morning programs, and the birds were called, well, he'll tell you what the birds were called in just a second. Let me show you something else here as well. This is from, he was your SO reporter. Remember these? Back now on television. Boy, I tell you, that looks great. Back in the early 50s. And here's the last one with gentlemen you may recognize. Good old Ronald Reagan stopped by to talk to Ernie Tetrault back in the early days, back when Ron's hair was really brown. I think that's great, a long time ago. So here we are with Ernie Tetrault. And Ernie, a pleasure to be talking with you. You've been on the air since 1951. You had some birds on your morning program. What were their names?
T and V. You know, they want something low budget, no temperament, no union. They hired me a couple of birds.
T and V. Also, back in the early days, you could not only do news, you could also do commercials. You had a beer commercial story you were telling me about.
Yeah, that was a problem. I was on a wrestling show. We had 5 commercials to do, and I had to take a glass of beer every commercial. By the 5th one, boy, I'm the only guy who went to work and got swashed at work.
And also, now you've been on since 1951. What are the changes that have been made in television
I think mostly technological. Today in our newsroom, computers, satellite feeds and that sort of thing. Back in those days, we used to go out with a camera, shoot 100 feet of film, bring it back to the studio, process it, black and white film, then string it on a couple wooden horses with a fan to dry. It took 3 hours just to do one little piece of film. Now we do it in seconds.
See that? We do it like that back at CBS This Morning. Ernie, it's a pleasure to be talking with. Since 1951, you're a legend. Let me do a little weather here also. That Arctic air that you are going to be seeing reaching the northeast coastline by early evening with those northwesterly winds are going to be bringing some snow squalls today to that area, along with some plunging temperatures. Rain will fall from the mid-Atlantic coastline along southward to Jacksonville area, so that front, as that front pushes through, skies should be bright and sunny from Texas on up into the lovely state of Minnesota. Temperatures in Minnesota will not get above 0, however. Light snow is going to fall over portions of northern Wyoming and eastern Montana. More rain is expected from central California up through Seattle, and the southwest will be partly cloudy. That's a quick look at the national forecast. Let's take a look at your weather. Tampa will see partly cloudy skies, a high of 79. Troy, New York, the area we're in today, evening flurries, high of 33. Chicago, Illinois, sunny, the high will be only 12. Kingfisher, Oklahoma, sunny, high of 37. And Cadillac, Michigan, a pink Cadillac, love to have one. Squalls, and the high will be 11 degrees. And that is the weather. Thank you very much, Ernie, for being on with me. Now back to Kathleen.
Mark, thank you. He was the second man.
That's a stare. Thank you there.
No, I don't know where it is.
Could have been worse, but he's a fly.
Take care now, Ernie. Pleasure working with you.
You didn't do it. I do a nice job. Oh, my God.
We're lucky to have you on that show.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Ernie, thank you. You're getting up
Stuff right over there. Can you get there?
I think I sat down over.
Dad saves the day. What are you doing? He's the best.
We're all tangled up. Let me untangle.
Okay.
Where's your mic, Fred?
Right there. That was the mic Ernie wore. Well, we're going to need more AC.
You went for it already? Bob, what do you think? Start here?
I can. I hadn't planned on it because that's a pretty well traveled. If you want, I can take a spill. If you think that I mark
I have the tools to move the picture with.
What do you think, Eric?
Right in here.
Yeah, I got it. I got
These
something
out?
here. Yeah.
I'm not gonna mount them. Put it on
King hard as always.
Would it be better if I held that for you? Yeah, but when you...
Al, have we got a second easel somewhere?
small easel for this?
Yes.
Tom?
Don't worry about it. Tell them I'm going to hold it back. This side.
Yeah. Well, no, you're going to truck over there. Start there, angling this way, then truck to where you are now.
That one there. Okay. Well, let's try it.
We really need more.
Move us this way.
Well, that's... What is this?
You get this.
Yeah, I want to hold this for. Freddie's going to hold it. You got to lift this guy.
Well, I got two of them, Bobby. That's okay.
How about, is there a
But
run over here?
come way back here. He's gonna have a...
Is there a
Let me
run?
tell you, let me just, you should not be connected. Right.
Yeah. For one of this, yeah.
So we have to feed. And how far are you going to be? Right to the end.
From New York minus his audio. Because there's that 2-second delay, because the signal's going up 20 some odd thousand miles and coming back 20 some odd thousand miles.
Hey, Bill, any...
I don't think so.
That's fine. I don't really do this here.
Did you bring batteries for that?
Oh, come on.
Anything, as long as it's dark, perfectly black.
Keep that in there until you go to the weather. Portion. Right. It almost moved using them when you just raised it.
It's TV, so
We got it, thanks.
I need to do this.
Bye-bye.
Well, we should be going back.
You want this one back?
Yeah, everything should be...
I'm a little bit, I'm moving a little bit at a time.
Clear the valve, Kevin. Okay. Get a boom. They should actually... Should I start with this? Let's see first.
Maybe in this collar, maybe?
Yeah, we have it's showing.
Yeah, I don't want that. Everybody's got this big sticker on the program for the
Did I
day.
spell your name right this time? My name right?
Yeah, there's one of these.
Did they spell it wrong yet?
Yeah, that's correct.
I'd rather get it called
I believe they are, yeah. Right there.
M-C-K-E-W-E-N. You know what they call us? CBS Morning Show. Instead of the CBS This Morning.
Call up Gary Whitaker and kick ass.
So my name is SCB.
I saw that, I saw that.
5 years.
I saw that.
SCB,
On
they
our
spell
show?
my name.
Our show?
Yeah.
When it's not supposed to talk about the weather, push into
So remote control. Yeah, remote control.
That's fine. Is it possible to tell me when you Yeah, we're gonna follow. We got the camera on this bomb around. All right, so he's gonna be trucking his way around.
These are sets that were built back in 1940s and the 50s. You notice as we get further up, the screen gets bigger. Awesome, look at this.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pull. You're gonna have to pull this screen.
I gotta run front.
All right, now that's how we'll do it. And then we'll probably close it.
We're back up to Schenectady now, and Mark McEwen. Mark?
I want to be where those monkeys are over in Japan. Boy, did that look good. I'm at the Schenectady Museum and Planetarium. What you're seeing right here is Dr. Alexanderson, the gentleman who had the first public broadcast of television, looking at the first prototype of television right there, little bitty tiny box. They had cable back then. Looks like he might have been watching wrestling or something back in those days. As over here, you can see actually the real prototype here behind us. There's a gentleman right here. You can see he doesn't say too much. He just kind of sits there and kind of hangs out. He's a dummy kind of guy. Very, very friendly. Over here, this was built back in 1939 as another television set, an early television set. The funny thing about it is there's a mirror on the top, so you would sit back, it would come up here and beam out that way, so it's sort of like a Batman sort of thing, but very, very cool. Here's sets from 1940s through the 50s. The thing that you notice, if they sold a TV set like this today, I think a lot of people would buy it. It's sort of, I don't know if you call it new wave-ish or so, but it looks very neat. As you get closer to the 1950s, you'll see that the sets even get even bigger, so it looks very, very nice. Now, while we're out here in Schenectady, let me do a little bit of weather activity. The Northeast is in the deep freeze. Temperatures, this is for tomorrow, by the way. Temperatures will not make it out of the mid-teens in New York tomorrow. Also, northern sections of New England should remain below zero. Clear and a chilly days likely from the southeast into the Missouri Valley, where temperatures will mainly be in the 30s and 40s. North Dakota could see a chance of temperatures rising in the 20s, which is a big deal for North Dakota. It's been cold up there. West is in for a carbon copy of today. Partly cloudy skies and temperatures mainly in the 60s. Another raincoat and umbrella day for most of the coastal sections of the Northwest, as temperatures will be right around the 50-degree mark. There you have it. That's a quick look at the national forecast. Let's take a look at your weather. For Cleveland, Ohio, flurries, high of 23. Atlanta will see some early morning showers, a high of 37. Longview, Texas, sunny high of 47. Weeping Water, Nebraska, sunny high of 20. And Casper, Wyoming, partly cloudy, high of 31. I want to thank all the people at WRGB for having me up here. They're great folks. And now, back to Kathleen.
There you go. It's fun trying to get us over. Thank you, baby. Very nice. All right, talk to you later. Goodbye, guys. We're out of here. Goodbye, guys. That's it. Thanks, Fred. All right, here comes the fun stuff. Let's not take over the fun stuff. Yeah. Get only warm air.
Hey, good luck to you. Hope the numbers skyrocket. Hang in there. I want to retire. Okay. I'm out of here.
All right. Take care now. Nice job. Thank you. You get the coat and it's out of here. Bye.
Is that it, guys?
Ernie.
He was with us in those early days. He was our local Mr. Wizard. I saw a picture of him. Yeah. He went around. He showed me yesterday. Falling on something.
As I say, when I look around, there's all the balloon guys. These are all guys for me to you got it?
Bill, thanks again.
Everything. We'll make a list of all the stuff.
Okay, great.
Eddie, you know what table using that.
But we're going to leave him what's here in this exhibit.
I know about that yesterday. He's going. He doesn't know I have it. What does he know?
The network has to do something.